now let's get the Facebook. That was YouTube. We got set up there and operating. And new live. This, okay, first let's whip a delete there. And this is going to be the Sunday night Islam show. And same host. Just put up what I had over there on Facebook, and we're in the setup phase. Slezak, reading, reading Sura. Oh, don't need that. 6. Okay, and that head on down to a start broadcast. And, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Okay, get the audition down, or the audition up. And first thing we do is to record. Bink, alrighty-us. And we're going to go with a delete right there, and Sunday Islam show, and with a dash 2018 dash 01 dash 14. And so from there we can go to okay, and 6:34 p.m. and in 3, 2, 1. Good evening, Richard Slezak here, webcasting from the John Moriarty studio over the voiceofstockton.org. And we are looking for good people, creators, producers, communicators, collaborators, managers, supporters, helpers, and you. Come and join KXVS and become a member. Let's make Stockton better together. And we're doing that here on the Sunday Night Islam Show. I'm your host, Richard Slezak. Now, among other things, an aspiring radio station really likes our sponsors. And let me share our sponsors with you. And they are Habitat for Humanity Restore over at 4933 North West Lane. And we're multitasking here, and opening and sponsors. We're going to be reading Sura 6 from the N.J. Dawood this evening. And building materials and tools, equipment, doors, windows, HVAC, electrical, you'll find it at the Restore. Tender donuts for donuts. Oh, man, everybody loves a donut. Chattereth Sam and Sifcase Sam are cooking them up daily. We bake fresh daily at 1304 East Hammer Lane. Leaders T-shirt printing, 500 East Lodi Avenue at Garfield. T-shirts and business cards. Millennium Computer Repair, Sarfraz Khan will come to you. Give him a call on the 209-922-1879. That is for Millennium Computer Repair, 209-922-1879. Virus and spyware removal, performance improvements, spyware removal. There's the passwords removed. Equipment can be repaired. They get parts. Custom plastics and signs. Build displays. Buy raw plastic and sheets, tubes, and rods. Signage. Oh, yeah. Corrugated plastic. Stencils. Vehicle and boat graphics at Custom Plastics and Signs, 326 East Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. Books, yes, the Miracle Mile Bookstore, 2210 Pacific Avenue. And Doors Book Recyclery, 2310 Pacific Avenue. Hotel Furniture Liquidators for your housing furniture needs at 1648 North Shaw Road. Hi, I am your host for this evening's show, Sunday Night Islam Show, here at the Voice of Stockton. I don't know if I've been getting on camera. Well, let's make a change of that right here quick. And I got one set of headphones on. Let's get these others rocking and rolling. And get our Quran out. Got the Quran out. Here I am. Good evening. I'm your host, Richard Slezak. Looks to be like we have 6:38 p.m. And got it already marked in our NJ Dawood. It's Penguin Classic paperback. It was about a 1971 printing. People have taken real good care of it down through the years. And it is a printing of the N.J. Dawood 1946 translation from Arabic into English. And a lot of ways as English was spoken at that time in England, where he emigrated to. For Iraq was under British rule from 1918 to around 20, as early as 23. They said, we've had enough. So this is late in the book. He has it lined up near the end, his translation, and it is titled Cattle, and it is on page 414, and we'll be reading through to page 431. Oh, no, that's prohibition. So make that page 429. Previous weeks we did a full reading of the Turkish 1991 translation from my 2006 ninth edition of the glorious Quran. With that, let us begin. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful, praise is due to none but Allah, who has created the heavens and the earth and ordained darkness and light. Yet the unbelievers set up other gods as equals with their Lord. It is He who has created you from clay. He has decreed a term for you in this world and another in the next, yet you are still in doubt. He is God in the heaven and on earth. He has knowledge of all that you hide and all that you reveal. He knows what you deserve. Yet every time a revelation comes to them from their Lord, the unbelievers give no heed to it. Thus they deny the truth when it is delivered to them, but they shall learn the consequences of their scorn. Can they not see how many generations we have destroyed before them, men whom we had made more powerful in the land than you, sending down for them abundant water from the sky, and giving them rivers that rolled at their feet? Yet because they sinned, we destroyed them all and raised up other generations after them. If we sent down to you a book inscribed on real parchment, and the unbelievers touched it with their own hands, they would still say, this is nothing but plain magic. They ask, why has no angel been sent down to him? If we had sent down an angel, we would have given him the semblance of a mortal, and would have been thus confused them with that in which they had already confused. Other apostles have been laughed to scorn before you, but those that scoffed at them were overtaken by the very scourge they had derided. Say, roam the earth and see what was the fate of those that disbelieved their apostles. And just a momentary, oh, there I am. Yep, there I am. Continuing. Say, to whom belongs all that the heavens and the earth contain? Say, to Allah, he has decreed mercy for himself, and will gather you all on the day of resurrection. That day is sure to come. Those who have forfeited their own souls will never have faith. His is whatever takes to its rest in the night or in the day. He hears all and knows all. Say, should I take any but Allah on for my defender? He is the creator of heaven and the earth. He gives nourishment to all and is nourished by none. Say, I was commanded to be the first to submit to him. You shall serve no other God besides him. Say, I will never disobey my Lord, for I fear the torrent of a fateful day. He who is delivered from the torment of that day shall have received Allah's mercy. That is the glorious triumph. If Allah afflicts you with evil, none can remove it but He. And if He blesses you with good fortune, know that He has power over all things. He reigns supreme over His servants. He alone is wise and all-knowing. Say, what things count most in testimony? Say, let Allah be our witness. This Quran has been revealed to me, that I may thereby warn you and all whom it may reach. Will you swear that there are other gods besides Allah? Say, I will swear to no such thing. Say, He is but one God. I deny the gods you serve besides Him. Those to whom we have given the Scriptures know Him as they know their own children, but those who have forfeited their own souls will never have faith. Who is more wicked than the man who invents a falsehood about Allah or denies his revelations? The wrongdoers shall never prosper. On the day when we gather them all together, we shall say to the idolaters, where are your idols now, those whom you suppose to be your gods? They will not argue, but will say, by Allah, our Lord, we have never worshipped idols. I'm Richard Slezak. This is the Sunday Night Islam Show, coming to you over the voice of Stockton.org from the John Moriarty Studio, 231 West Bedford Road, being webcast as well on Facebook and YouTube. I am sharing with you the N.J. Dawood 1946 translation into English, the Quran, Sura number 6, titled Cattle. You shall see how they will lie against themselves, and how the deities of their own invention will fail them. Some of them listen to you, but we have cast veils over their hearts and made their hard of hearing, lest they understand your words. They will not believe in any of our signs, even if they see them. When they come to argue with you, the unbelievers say, this is nothing but old fictitious tales. They forbid it and depart from it. They ruin none but themselves, though they do not perceive it. If you could see them when they are set before the fire of hell, they will say, would that we could return, then we would not deny the revelations of our Lord, and would be true believers. Indeed, that which they concealed will manifest itself to them. But if they were sent back, they would return to that which they have been forbidden. They are liars all. They declare, there is no other life but this, nor shall we ever be raised to life again. If you could see them when they are set before their Lord, he would say, is this not real? Yes, by the Lord, they will reply, and he will say, taste then our scourge, the reward of your unbelief. This is Surah 6. This is the last Meccan Surah, compiled, done by Muhammad ibn Abdullah in 622 in Mecca. He was in Mecca most of the time. He was also down at Tajiz and in an earlier year. They are lost indeed, those who deny that they will ever meet Allah. When the hour of doom overtakes them unawares, they will explain, Allah, alas, we have neglected much in our lifetime, and they shall bear their burdens on their backs. Evil are the burdens they shall bear. The life of this world is but a sport and a pastime. Surely better is the life to come for those that fear Allah. Will you not understand? We know too well that what that they say grieves you. It is not you that they are disbelieving. The evildoers deny Allah's own revelations. Other apostles have been denied before you, but they patiently bore with disbelief and persecution until our help came down to them, for none can change the decrees of Allah. You have already heard of these apostles. If you find their aversion hard to bear, seek, if you can, a chasm in the earth, or a ladder to the sky by which you may bring them a sign. Had Allah pleased, he would have given them guidance, one and all. Do not be foolish then. Those that can hear will surely answer. As for the dead, excuse me, Allah will bring them back to life. To him they shall all return. They ask, why has no sign come down to him from his Lord? Say, Allah is well able to send down a sign, but most of them are ignorant men. All the beasts that roam the earth and all the birds that wing their flight are communities like your own. We have left out nothing in our book. They shall be all gathered before their Lord. Deaf and dumb are those that deny our revelations. They blunder about in darkness. Allah misleads whom he will and guides to the right path whom he pleases. Say, when Allah's scourge smites you and the hour of doom suddenly overtakes you, you will call on any but Allah to help you? Answer me, if you are men of truth. No, on him alone will you call, and if he please, he will relieve your affliction. Then you will forget your idols. We sent forth apostles before you to other nations and afflicted them with calamities and misfortunes, to that they might humble themselves. If they only humbled themselves when our scourge overtook them. But their hearts were hardened, and Satan made them their foul acts seem fair to them. And when they had clean forgotten our admonitions, we granted them all that they desired, but just as they were rejoicing in what they were given, we suddenly smote them, and they were plunged into utter despair. Thus were the, bear with me, got to turn the page. Up, one too many, got it. Thus were the evildoer annihilated. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the creation. Say, tell me, if Allah took away your hearing and your sight and set a seal upon your hearts, could any but Allah return them to you? See how we make plain to them our revelations, and yet they turn away. Say, tell me, if the scourge of Allah overtook you, unawares or openly, would any pariah but the transgressors? But would any perish but the transgressors? We send forth our apostles only to give good news to mankind and to warn them. Those that believe in them and mend their ways shall have nothing to fear or to regret. But those that deny our revelations shall be punished for their misdeeds. Say, I do not tell you that I possess the treasures of Allah, or know what is hidden, nor do I claim to be an angel. I follow only that which is revealed to me. Say, are the blind and the seeing alike? Can you not think? Tell those who dread the judgment of their Lord that they have no guardian or intercessor besides Allah, so that they may guard themselves against evil. Excuse me. Do not drive away those that call on their Lord morning and evening, seeking only to gain his favor. You are not by any means accountable for them, nor are they accountable for you. If you drive them away, you shall yourself become an evildoer. Thus, we have made some of them a means for testing others, so that they should say, Are these the men whom Allah favors amongst us? But does not Allah best know the thankful? When those that believe in our revelations come to you, say, Peace be unto you. Your Lord has decreed mercy for himself. If any one of you commits evil through ignorance and then repents and mends his ways, he will find Allah forgiving and merciful. Thus, we make plain our revelations, so that the path of the wicked may be laid bare. Say, I am forbidden to serve the gods whom you invoke besides Allah. Say, I will not yield to your wishes, for then I should have strayed from the right path. Say, I have received veritable proofs from my Lord, yet you deny him. I have no power to hasten that which was challenged. Judgment is for Allah only. He declares the truth and is the best of arbiters. Say, had I the power to hasten that which you challenge, our dispute would be ended. But Allah best knows the evildoers. He has the keys of all that is hidden. None knows them but He. He has knowledge of all that land and sea contain. Every leaf that falls is known to Him. There is no grain of soil in the darkest bowls of the earth, not anything green or sear, but is recorded in his glorious book. It is he that makes you sleep like the dead by night, knowing what you have done by day, and then rouses you up to fulfill your allotted span of life. To him you shall all return, and he will declare to you all that you have done. He reigns supreme over his servants. He sends forth guardians whom watch over you and carry away your souls without fail when death overtakes you. Then are all men restored to Allah, their true Lord. He is the judgment and most swift in his reckoning. Say, who delivers you from the perils of land and sea, when you call out to him humbly and in secret, saying, Save us, and we will be truly thankful. Say, Allah, delivers you from them and from all afflictions, yet you worship idols. Say, he has the power to let loose his scourge upon you from above your heads and from beneath your feet, and to divide you into discordant factions, causing the one to suffer at the hands of the other. Let me do a time check here. A brief computer interlude, and it looks to be 7:01 p.m., January 14th. I am Richard Slezak. This is the Sunday Night Islam Show, webcasting over the voiceofstockton.org. Covering Sura 6 this evening. we shall continue. See how we make plain our revelations, that they may understand them. Your people have rejected this, although it is the very truth. I am not your keeper. The time will come when every prophecy shall be fulfilled, and you shall know of it. When you meet those that scoff at our revelations, withdraw. Let's just bring this up and make adjustments accordingly. When withdraw, and this causes a page turn. Here we go. From them till they engage in some other talk. If Satan causes you to forget this, leave the wrongdoers as soon as you remember. Those that fear Allah are not by any means accountable for them. We remind them only so that they may guard themselves against evil. Avoid those that treat their faith as a sport and a pastime, and are seduced by the life of this world. Admonish them hereby, lest their souls be damned by their own sins. They have no guardian or intercessor besides Allah, and though they offer every ransom, it shall not be accepted from them. Such are those that are doomed by their sins. They shall drink boiling water and be sternly punished for their unbelief. Say, are we to call on idols which can neither help nor harm you? Are we to turn upon our heels after Allah has guided us, like men being bewitched by devils, blunder aimlessly here and there, although their friends call them to the right path, shouting, come this way? Say, the guidance of Allah is only guidance. We are commanded to surrender ourselves to the Lord of the creation, to pay and to keep from evil. Before him you shall all be assembled. It was he who created the heavens and the earth in all truth. On that day when he says, be, it shall be. His word is the truth. He shall be the kingdom on the day when the trumpet is sounded. He has knowledge of the visible and the unseen. He alone is wise and all-knowing. Tell of Abraham, who said to Azar his father, will you worship idols as your gods? Surely you and all your people are in palpable error. Thus we showed Abraham the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, so that he might become a firm believer. When night drew its shadow over him, he saw a star that he said is surely my God. But when it faded in the morning light, he said, I will not worship gods that fade. When he beheld the rising moon, he said, that is my God. But when it set, he said, if Allah does not guide me, I shall surely go astray. Then when he beheld the sun shining, he said, that must be my God. It is larger than the other two. But when it set, he said to people, I am done with your idols. I will turn my face to him who has created the heavens and the earth, and live a righteous life. I am no idolater. His people argued with him. He said, will you argue with me about Allah, who has given me guidance? I do not fear your idols, for only by his will would they have any power to harm me. My Lord has knowledge of all things. Will you not be warned? how should I fear your false gods when you yourselves are not afraid of serving idols not sanctioned by Allah? Which of us is more deserving of salvation? Tell me if you know the truth. Those that have faith and do not taint their faith with wrongdoing shall surely earn salvation, for they follow the right path. Such was the argument by which we furnished Abraham against his people. We raise whom we will to an exalted rank. Your Lord is wise and all-knowing. We gave him Isaac and Jacob and guided them as we guided Noah before them. Among his descendants were David and Solomon, Job and Joseph and Moses, and Jesus and Elias. All were upright men. Ishmael, Elisha, Jonah, and Lot, all those were exalted above our creatures, as we exalted some of their fathers, their children, and their brothers. We chose them and guided them to a straight path. Such is Allah's guidance. He bestows it on whom he pleases of his servants. Had they served other gods besides him, their blessings would have been vain indeed. On those men we have bestowed the Scriptures, wisdom, and prophethood. If this generation denies them, we shall entrust them to others who truly believe in them. Those were the men whom Allah guided, followed them their guidance, and say, I demand of you no recompense for this. It is an admonition to all mankind. They have no true notion of Allah's glory. Those that say Allah would never revealed anything to a mortal. Say, who then overzealous? Who then revealed the Scriptures, which Moses, got to turn a page here, which Moses brought down a light and a guide for mankind. The Scriptures which you have transcribed on scraps of paper, declaring some of them and suppressing much, although you have now been taught what neither you nor your fathers knew before. Say, it was surely Allah who revealed them, thus leave them to accept themselves with foolish chatter. This is a blessed book which we have revealed, confirming what came before it, and that you may warn the mouthier, the mother city, and those that dwell around here. Those who have faith in the life to come will believe it, in it, and be steadfast in their process. Okay, 421, going into paragraph 3. And looks like we got about 7:12 p.m. And we're on page 422, paragraph 3. So I don't know if we'll be able to finish it out this evening. I do need to get a quick refreshment. I will be right here in the studio. Oh my. Alrighty, back in studio. I'm Richard. This is the Islam Show. That should be sufficient. Alrighty, we're back. Continuing to march, get a time check here on the radio DJ. 7:13 p.m. This is the Voice of Stockton. I am Richard Slezak. This is the Islam Show, and we're doing a reading of the of Sura 6, cattle. Continuing. Who is more wicked than the man who invents a falsehood about Allah or says, "This has been revealed to me," when nothing has been revealed to him, or the man who says, I can reveal the like of what Allah has revealed? Could you but see the wrongdoers when death overwhelms them? With hands outstretched, the angels would say, "Yield up your souls, you shall be rewarded with a shameful punishment this day, for you have said of Allah what is untrue and scorned his revelations. And now you have returned to us alone, as we created you at first, leaving behind all that we have bestowed on you, nor do we see with you your intercessors, those whom you claim to be the equals of Allah. Broken are the ties which bound you, and that which you presumed has failed you. It is Allah who splits the seed and the fruit stone. He brings forth the living from the dead, and the dead from the living, such as Allah. How then can you turn away from him? He continues the light of dawn. He has ordained the night for rest, and the sun and the moon for reckoning. Such is the ordinance of Allah, the Mighty One, the All-Knowing. It is He who has created for you the stars so that they may guide you in the darkness of land and sea. We have made plain our revelations to men of wisdom. It was He that created you from one being and furnished you with a dwelling and a resting place. We have made plain our revelations to men of understanding. He sends down water from the sky, and with it brings forth the buds of every plant. From these we bring forth green foliage and close-growing grain. palm trees laden with clusters of dates, vineyards and olive groves, and all manner of pomegranates. Behold their fruits when they ripen. Surely in these there are signs for true believers. Yet they regard the jinn as Allah's equals, though he himself created them, and in their ignorance ascribe to him sons and daughters. Glory to him, exalted be he above their imputations. He is the creator of heavens and earth. How should he have a son when he had no consort? He created all things and has knowledge of all things. Such is Allah, your Lord. There is no God but him, the creator of all things. Therefore serve him. He is the guardian of all things. No mortal eyes can see him, although he sees all eyes. He is benignant and all-knowing. Momentous signs have come to you from your Lord. He that sees them shall himself have much to gain, but he who is blind to them shall lose much indeed. I am not your keeper. Thus we make plain our revelations, so that they may say, you have studied deep, and that this may become clear to men of understanding. Therefore, follow what has been revealed to you from your Lord. There is no God but him. Avoid the pagans. Had Allah pleased, they would not have worshipped idols. We have not made you their keeper, nor are you their guardian. Do not revile the idols which they have invoked besides Allah, lest in their ignorance they should spitefully revile Allah. We have planned the actions of all men. To their Lord they shall return, and he will declare to them all that they have done. They solemnly swear by Allah that if a sign he given them, they would believe in it. Signs are vouchsafed by Allah, and how can you tell that if a sign be given them, they will indeed believe in it? Continuing, we got 7:19, and little note. And we started at 6:34 this evening. Continuing. We will turn away their hearts and eyes from the truth, since they refuse to believe in it at first. We will leave them to blunder about in their wrongdoing. If we sent down the angels to them and caused the dead to speak with them, and arranged all things before them, they would still not believe unless Allah willed it. But most of them are ignorant men. Thus we have assigned for every prophet an enemy, the devils among men and jinn, who inspire one another with vain and varnished falsehoods. But had your Lord pleased, they would not have done so. Therefore leave them to their own inventions, so that the hearts of those who have no faith in the life to come may be inclined to what they say, and being pleased persist in their sinful ways. Should I seek a judge other than Allah, when it is He has revealed the Quran for you with all its precepts. Those to whom we have given the scriptures know that it is the truth revealed by your Lord, therefore have no doubts. Perfected are the words of your Lord in truth and justice. None can change them. He hears and knows all. If you obey the greater part of mankind, they would lead you away from Allah's path. They follow nothing but idle fancies and preach nothing but falsehoods. Allah best knows the men who stray from his path and those that are rightly guided. Eat only of such flesh as has been consecrated in his name, if you truly believe in his revelations. And why should you not eat of such flesh when he has already made plain to you what is forbidden, except when you are constrained? Many are those who, misled through ignorance by their appetites, but your Lord best knows the transgressors. Sin neither openly nor in secret. Those that commit sin shall be punished for their sins. Do not eat of any flesh that has not been consecrated in the cause of Allah, for that is sinful. The devils will teach their votaries to argue with you. If you obey them, you shall yourselves become idolators. Continuing on page 425, can the dead man whom we have raised to life, given a light with which he may be guided among men, be compared to him who blunders about in darkness from which he will never emerge? Thus, their foul acts seem fair to the unbelievers. We have placed in every city such arrangements who scheme within its walls, but their schemer only to bring about their own ruin, though they may not perceive it. When a sign is revealed to them, they say, "We shall not believe in its unless we are given that which Allah's apostles have been given. But Allah knows best whom to entrust with his message. Allah will humiliate the transgression and mete out to them a gracious punishment for their scheming. If Allah wills to guide a man, he opens his bosom to Islam. But if he pleases to mislead him, he makes his bosom small and narrow as though he were climbing up to heaven. Thus Allah keeps the scourge on the unbelievers. Such is the path of your Lord, a straight path. We have we have made public our revelations to thinking men. Thus shall is peace with Allah. He will give them his protection in reward for their good works. On the day when he assembles them all together, he will say, Jinn, have you been seduced by mankind in great numbers, and their voices, their securities amongst them will be twittering. Men will say, Lord, we have enjoyed each other's company, but now we have reached the end of the appointed term limits, which you have expressed, decreed for us. Allah will say, the fire you shall be yours, your home, and there you shall remain forever unless Allah ordains otherwise. Your Lord is wise and all-knowing. Thus, we give the wicked every sway over each other as a punishment for their misdeeds. Then he will say, Jinn and men, did there not account to you apostles of your own who proclaimed to you my revelations and warned you of this day? They will reply, we bear graciousness against our own souls. Indeed, the life of this would seduce them. They will utterly up to their own faithfulness. Your Lord, and then as a long strike, will not destroy a nation authorizing funding small boats, continuing. Okay, 626, the warning. They shall be revealed according to their deeds. Your Lord is watching over all their actions. Your Lord is self-sufficient and merciful. He can destroy you if he wills, and replace you by whom he pleases, just as he raised you up from the offspring of other nations. That which with which you feel distant from us, you are threatened, is sure to come. You shall not escape it. Say, do all that is in your power, my people, and I will, without is in a minute. You shall, therefore, long knowing who is this, gain the reward of paradise. The wrongdoers shall not triumph. They set aside for Allah a share of their produce and of their cattle, saying, this is for Allah. So they presented, and this for our ankles, their individual souls or source never reached Allah, but the share of Allah is partially given to their idols in an attempt to boost morale, if ill they judge. Their idols have induced many programs to kill their children so that they may and confuse them to what they created. But, oh my, had Allah pleased, they would have not come they not but two. Alrighty, therefore leave them to their false inventions. They say these animals and these crops are forbidden. None may eat of them. Have those whom we permitted. So assert. So they assert. And there are other business which they prohibit men for riding, and others peg which they do not pronounce the name of Allah, thus commuting. It's become a bottleneck. A sin against him, Allah will punish them their invented lies. They also say, the offspring of these beasts is lawful to our males, but not to our females. But if it is stillborn, they all partake of it. Allah will punish them for that which they impute to him. He is wise and all-knowing. Lost are those that in their ignorance have wantonly slain their own children and make unlawful what Allah has given them, inventing falsehoods about Allah. They have grown antipathy and are not guided. It is he who brings forth all manner of plants, creepers, and uptight ranges, tears their eat of these fruits when they have expertise, and give away what is due of them upon the harvest day. But do not be prodigal. Allah does not love the prodigal. Oh my, getting kind of worn here, folks. Just make sure where I'm at. We're on page 427. And it ends on 429. Oh my, looks like we got the 1 hour limit right here. I will take a break and we'll do an extra long show. Be right back in. Oh man. Folks, this can get wearing. Try and maintain voice in the straight reading. So bear with me. Looks like we got about 6:38. And continuing with Sura 6. He has given you beasts, some of them for carrying burdens and others for slaughter. Eat of that which Allah has given you, and do not walk in Satan's footsteps. He is your sworn enemy. He has given you 8 kinds of livestock. Take first a pair of sheep and a pair of goats. Say, of these he has forbidden you the males, the females, or their offspring. Answer me if you are men of truth. Then a pair of camels and a pair of cattle. Say, of these he has forbidden you the males, the females, or their offspring. Were you present when Allah gave you these commandments? Who is more wicked than the man who has ignorance, invents a lie about Allah to mislead others? Allah does not guide the wrongdoers. Say, I find nothing in what has been revealed to me that forbids me to eat of any food except carrion, running blood, and pig's meat, for these are unclean, and any flesh that has been profanely consecrated to gods other than Allah. But whosoever is constrained to eat of any of these, through neither appetite nor willful sin, will find Allah forgiving and merciful. We forgave the Jews all animals with the undivided hoofs, and the fat of sheep and oxen, except what is on their backs and intestines, and what is mixed with their bones. Such is the penalty with which we rewarded them for their misdeeds. What we say is true. If they disbelieve you, you say, your Lord is merciful and munificent, but his punishment cannot be warded off from the evildoers. The idolaters will say, had Allah pleased, neither we nor our fathers would have served other gods besides him, nor would we have forbidden anything. In the same way, those who have gone before them denied the truth until they felt our scourge. Say, have you any proofs that you can show us? You believe in nothing but conjecture and preach nothing but falsehoods. Say, Allah alone has the conclusive proof. Had he pleased, he would have guided you all. Say, bring me those witnesses of yours who can testify that Allah has forbidden this. If they swear to it, do not swear with them, nor yield to the wishes of those that deny our revelations, disbelieve in the life to come, and set up other gods as equals with their Lord. Say, come, I will tell you what your Lord has made binding on you, that you shall serve no other gods besides him, that you shall show kindness to your parents, that you shall not kill your children because you cannot support them. We will provide for you and for them, that you shall not commit foul sins. whether openly or in secret, and that you shall not kill, for that is forbidden by Allah, except for a just cause. Thus Allah exhorts you that you may grow in wisdom. This is very important to note. Time looks to be 7:42 p.m. and we're on page 428, paragraph 2. Allah's binds on men. Boy, that's salvation right there. Very clear. Do not tamper with the property of orphans, but strive to improve their lot until they reach maturity. Give just weight and full measure. We never charge a soul with more than it can bear. Speak for justice, even if it affects your own kinsmen, but be true to the covenant of Allah. Thus Allah exhorts you so that you may take heed. Yeah, that's called this my path is straight, follow it, and do not follow other paths, for they will lead you away from him. Thus Allah exhorts you, so that you may guard yourselves against evil. To Moses and then paragraph 4. Now to Moses we gave scriptures, the perfect code for the righteous, with precepts above all things, and a guide and a blessing, so that his people might believe in their ultimate meeting with their Lord. And now we have revealed this book with our blessings. Observe it and keep from evil, so that you may find mercy and not say, the scriptures were revealed only to two sects before us. We have no knowledge of what they read, or had the scriptures been revealed to us, we would have been better guided than they. A veritable sign has now come to you from your Lord, a guide and a blessing. And who is more wicked than the man who denies the revelations of Allah and turns away from them? Those that turn away from our revelations shall be utterly punished for their indifference. Are they waiting for the angels or Allah himself to come down to them, or for a sign of his to be given them on the day when such a sign is given them? Faith shall not avail the soul which has no faith before and did not put its faith to good uses. Say, wait if you will, we too are waiting. Have nothing to do with those who have split up their religion into sects. Allah will call them to account and declare to them what they have done. He that does a good deed shall be repaid tenfold, but he that does evil shall be rewarded with evil. None shall be wronged. Say, my Lord has guided me to a straight path, to an upright religion, to a faith of saintly Abraham, who was no idolater. Say, my prayers and my devotion and my life and my death are all for Allah, Lord of creation. He has no peer. Thus I am commended to bring the first of the Muslim, to being the first of the Muslims. Say, should I seek any but Allah for my God, when he is the Lord of all things? Each man shall reap the fruits of his own deeds. No soul shall bear another's burden. In the end, you shall all return to your Lord, and he will resolve for you your disputes. He has given you the earth for your heritage, and exalted some of you in rank above others, so that he might prove you with his gifts. Swift is your Lord in retribution, yet he is forgiving and merciful. And this is also on page 429, paragraphs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Paragraphs 2 through 7. All right. Salvation, Islam, explained. So that was Sura 6. Covered a lot there. We got about 7:47 p.m., so we had an extra long show. And with that, I will, for reasons of programming efficiencies, we are going to call it an Ende Fini here at the Voice of Stockton to the Sunday Night Islam show. And it looks like our recorded portion's about an hour and 10 minutes. So 7:48 p.m. or hour and hour 10. Looks like about an hour 10. All righty. See you next week. These will be this portion of the Sunday Night Islam show will be being replayed at later dates. Thanks for listening in and watching on Facebook and YouTube. Alrighty, continuing. Gonna get some other things up here. Gonna put the stoppie on the Facebook and the YouTube. Thanks for watching the Sunday Night Islam show. I might have been sounding like Trump there a little bit, but got a little worn. It's a long story. That was 15 pages straight. So thanks for bearing with me on this. And this has been the Sunday Evening Islam show on Facebook and YouTube for January 14th. And getting the exit going. Bye-bye. Yes, sir.